He cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever, I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura, Studio Mogura. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cash App. All donations go toward the making of my independent film and my independent animated pilot. Include your name in the memo, and your name will be included in the IMDb listing and the end credits of both of either the film or the animated pilot. If you want something tangible, check out my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon or on Barnes & Noble for the hardcover. Chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Basically, my misadventures as a young raver growing up in Miami, doing crazy shit. Check it out. Mature audiences only. Check out my comic shop, octotaco.com, with comics from my collection that you can buy and check out. Check out my blog also on octotaco.com with all my writings and stuff. Check out my TeePublic with the official Cultura t-shirt and all my other great designs. And lastly, check out my Spotify playlist with my entire catalog dating back to 1999 up until last year with my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Please support any way you can. Let's smoke a bowl first. You know? Todo el mundo quiere meterse aquí and be like, yo, you know what? I don't have time for that shit. You know what I have time for? I have time for a bowl. Right to the dome. Right to the fucking dome. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get so high. Like, so high. We're gonna get so goddamn fucking stoned that we're gonna forget this happened. You're gonna ask me tomorrow and be like, that happened? Really? I don't remember that shit. It's like a dream. It's like a fantasy. Sounds more like a fantasy to me. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put in every kind of fucking bud that we have. That we're gonna cover it in wax. Where's that wax? I know I have some wax out here. Let's get this wax that I haven't used. Oh wow, there's a lot of wax. Shit, fuck, my bad. Damn, didn't realize I had this much wax. It's all sugary. Love it. It's all like sugar. That's what it feels like. It's like when you put a little bit of water and sugar, and mix it up. So it looks like. Let's just get fucking stoned right now. Let's just fucking get just absolutely ripped. 1, 2, 3. This is for the heat season. And all the pain and suffering that they made us go through this year. I also make coffee. Because I needed that shit. I had like tacos and caramel ice cream and I'm about ready to pass out. I almost gave up on this. I almost was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to do it. I don't give a shit anymore. Fuck you. I don't care. But I wanted to do this Cultura because number one, I said I gave you Cultura for every game and I failed you there. And I didn't want to fail you because there's been people coming by here. People have been stopping by. People have been checking out the stream. It's not many. It's like, like 5 or 6 people or something like that. But it's something for me. For me, and that's a lot. That's a lot for me. So I want to keep this going. And I want to keep the momentum going, But I'm just a little peeved because I expected us at least to get into the second round. Honestly. Midway through the season, when I knew shit was going off the rails, I was like, okay, well, we'll end up at the 8th seed, but I think we could still get to the second round. If we face like Milwaukee or something like that, yeah, maybe we can get to the second round. But once it started hitting to Boston, and then I figured we could go it because we would get 7th or 6th or something like that because we could have done that. But we failed at the end of the season again. We failed to close the game at the end of the season. Failed to get the job done at the end of the season. This season was about that. Okay, the season wasn't like, oh, just we couldn't make threes, we were injured, all stuff. Tyler, Jimmy, Bam. No. This season was about that this team had developed a bad habit, and the bad habit was not being able to close out fucking games. There were so many times this season that we were up 10, 15, 20 points. And with the kind of defense that this team plays, we should have won those games. Should have won those games by 3, by 4. By 1, 2, whatever. But we should have still won those games. But no, instead we like go up 15, 20, and then we would just take the pedal off, and we would just let the other team come in and just completely dominate us. If we would have won like 3 or 4 of those games, we would have been in a different position. Not facing the goddamn fucking Celtics. But we didn't care because we feel like we could beat anybody. Oh, really? You know, I'm glad we didn't beat the Celtics, man, because if we would have beat the Celtics, you know, I know that sounds crazy to say. Like, of course I would have been glad if we would have been beating the Celtics, of course. But my fear is that being an 8 seed, no Jimmy, no nothing, can you imagine if we would have beaten the Celtics? What the fuck, man? We would have created a monster. Like, at that point, like, what the fuck? We would not know this team. We would have these expectations. We would have this thing. We could beat anybody. We already feel like that. And then we would have gone into the second round and, like, lost or some shit like that to the fucking Indiana or Orlando or Cleveland or some shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, man, like, I want to know this team a little bit better. I don't want to go into this thing feeling like we're rooting for Jekyll and Hyde. You know, I love Jimmy to death, man, but I don't want to be rooting for somebody who misses 50 fucking games a season. I don't want to be rooting for fucking somebody who doesn't fucking give a shit about, you know, all the games that they're supposed to play and win, and they're not out here really fucking trying. They're out here just eating shit and whatever, and then they'll pick it up at the end of the season. I don't want that anymore. That's why I'm telling you, like make the fucking shorten the season. You know, get it from 80 games to 60 games. You know, start the season at the end of the year rather than like at fall in October. No, start it in like December. Like, you're not hurting these guys as far as like the pay they're gonna get. These guys will still be able to have a decent fucking lifestyle with 20 less games. But fuck, man, at least maybe in those 20 less games, they'll fucking light something under their ass, man. Cause shit, bro, these guys are not motivated, and it's not just the Heat; it's everywhere. You know, every team is doing this shit. But the Heat just, you know, they relied too much on their ability to just turn it on. They fell in love with that idea, and they fell in love with that concept, and they believed this, you know, they believed their own bullshit. They believed their own blind luck, which is what they kind of had last year. Everyone just got enamored with the fucking the Heat culture, fucking, you know, mirage and shit, and the Heat just kind of like, you know, took them all for granted. Just took it to the cleaners. We robbed everybody last year. It wasn't outright beating. We just robbed you, and just by the time you realize, oh fuck, wait, we just got robbed. We were gone until we were over to the next round. But this season, people were like ready for us. This season, other teams, you know, they got better. Everybody in this team, going into this season, the clearest thing is that everybody in the goddamn fucking league got better except for the Heat. The Heat instead lost Strus and lost Gabe Vincent, who in the end you don't really can't count out because Gabe Vincent pretty much was out the entire season, did nothing in the playoffs for the Lakers. And Strus was out a lot of the season también, and I don't know if I haven't been watching him in Orlando, but I don't think he's really like kicking it as much as they thought he would be. But I know he's been making plays over there. I personally feel we should not have gotten rid of Strus. We should have gotten rid of Duncan Robinson. We should have let Duncan Robinson fucking walk and kept Strus. We should have just swapped their contracts. The craziness, the insanity of sticking with Duncan Robinson after all these years and him just not fucking producing at all. It's one thing for Hero not to produce when he's being fucking covered and double teamed at every fucking turn, triple teamed. All the pressure's on him. Duncan Robinson, there's no pressure on Duncan Robinson. There's only pressure just to make a fucking goddamn three. Make a three. You don't have to handle the ball. You don't have to fucking always try and create a mid-range game. Your job is just to hit the three. It just so happens that you developed all this other shit now. We're like, oh my God, he's a complete player now. Bullshit. Duncan Robinson is not a complete player. Duncan Robinson is still a bullshit fucking player. Nobody would fucking take him. He would be nobody on someone else's team. He wouldn't even be in this league. The only reason Duncan Robinson is in this fucking league is because we are allowing Duncan Robinson to be in this league. Trade Duncan Robinson somewhere else, and I guarantee you, by the end of the season, he's going to be out of the league. They're going to cut him midway, because what's the fucking point? He doesn't play. And you put him out there, and he's a liability. He just gets beat, and he doesn't take shots. This is not like year 1 or 2 of this guy, and this is not the first time we've talked about this. Go back to my Cultura, and the public enemy number 1 on this fucking podcast is Duncan Robinson. Okay? But as much as we fucking criticize him, we boost him up when he does really good, and we want to see Duncan Robinson succeed. But we are just real with you. We are real. Unlike everywhere else that thinks Duncan Robinson is like this best player just because he's the fastest of threes in history and blah, 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 blah. No, bullshit. If you watch the fucking tape, if you watch Duncan Robinson play, you know he's a scared fucking asshole out there. He is scared. He is the most scared fucking player in the NBA. Nobody fears Duncan Robinson. Nobody fears him as an offensive player because they know he'll never take the fucking shot. You leave him wide open and he's gonna miss. Duncan Robinson will never make a wide open fucking three, bro. That's like the rarest thing that you'll see is Duncan Robinson making a wide open three. Tell me no. Go and look at the tape and don't bring me the games that he scores 20 points. Bring me all the games that he doesn't score 20 points. How about you fucking do that? How many fucking games compared, how many times Duncan Robinson, we were 13-0 this season when Duncan Robinson scored 20 plus. 13-0. 13 fucking games? That guy can put in his back pocket? That's it? This great fucking shooter in the league? Look at Derek White now in this series, how he showed up. That was Robinson's position to do the same thing. That basically what White did, what Derek White did. That's what Robinson was supposed to do. Do you think Robinson is capable of that at any point in his fucking career from here on out? Do you? No. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It'd be insulting to think that he could do that. Duncan Robinson is just not it, and he's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to be, stop talking about packaging Hero up. Start talking about packaging fucking Duncan Robinson up. And just getting a more reliable three-point shooter. Or just getting 2 guys for him that are shittier than him. That are better than him. Because 2 guys that are shittier than him are probably better than him. I would take Batum for Duncan Robinson right now. I would take, anybody in the fucking Celtics to have. I'm sure is better than Duncan Robinson. I'm sure. Anybody on the goddamn Knicks is better than Duncan Robinson right now. Duncan Robinson is not a good player, man. I want to hear that his back is messed up. No, fuck you with this back. This guy's back has been messed up for 3 fucking seasons. And yeah, I know I got some for Hero, but you know what? Hero has a little bit of leeway. Because of the nature of his injuries and when those injuries happened and how they happened. And I will cut Hero a lot of slack just because of that. And that Hero's young and Hero has more potential than Duncan Robinson. You put Hero out there in a wide open three and he's hitting it. You put Hero out there in a crunch time situation and he's taking that shot, and we've seen Hero hit the shot. It's just, Hero this time around against the Boston Celtics just didn't work out because the Boston Celtics had his number. I want to see Hero bounce back from this next season. I want to see Hero keep all that weight that he gained at the beginning of the season, that he was, he was bigger and he was doing great at the beginning of the season before he got injured. But then after he got injured, he lost all that weight and he came back. And you saw how he's being pushed around this series. Boston just went at him. The same thing that happened last time when we got our asses kicked. When we faced the 76ers when it was last year, I'm pretty sure, and we faced the 76ers in the regular season, and they just beat the living shit out of Hero. And from then on, it was like, shit. The Celtics kind of revealed the flaw of Hero. You just go at Hero, and he's just not good enough. Which is why this season he came back bigger, and he came back more defensively sound. But he got injured, slacked the fuck off, came back skinny, came back fucking pushover, came back missing fucking shots. All these guys after All-Star break came back and took a shit. No, we never beat any. The biggest win that we had after All-Star break was against the fucking Knicks. And then now here in the playoffs against fucking the Celtics. And then the win at the end of the season against the Bulls for the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament win is third most important in the season this year. That's how fucking pathetic it was. We should have never been in that position. We should have never had to go through that shit. We should have just beat whoever the fuck it was that we played. I don't even fucking remember who it was that we fucking played, but we should have beat their asses. But we didn't. We should have won at least like 2 or more fucking games in the stretch of the All-Star. We did it. Look, we were a shitty fucking team. Period. When you go and you look back at the season, you look back how we turned out to be an 8 seed. We turned out to be exactly, yes, that's who we were. Honestly, we were worse than that, and we got lucky getting in. We shouldn't have even been in the goddamn fucking play-in tournament. We shouldn't have been in the fucking, in the playoffs. We were worse than fucking Toronto. Even when we beat those teams, we played down to them. Which is why it was so fucking, it's embarrassing to hear like Charles Barkley or somebody else, I don't remember who it was, who was saying that, I think it was Charles, who's like, oh, that the Heat, they play up to their competition and the Heat are so good and here they're fucking praising the Heat. It's just such bullshit. It's bullshit because and it's so obvious that you haven't watched one game of the fucking Miami Heat this season and you're just going by the stupid fucking the headline of whenever the Heat are in the headline. And it just so happens, that when the Heat are in the headline, they'd have a good game or something like that. And that's the only, the Heat are great. Bullshit. If you watch the Heat this season, they were absolute trash. They were trash this season. Butler was trash this season. Butler was taking mad threes at the beginning of the season, and he was in it, and then he disappeared. Hero came in hot as fuck at the beginning of the season. We started out great this season. The season before, we lost like 7 or 8 straight before we won a game. And then we went to the fucking finals. This season, we started out winning. We won our first game. We won this. We won that. We started out with a good, decent record. And look what, we get our asses kicked. What the fuck? There's no consistency with this team. And that's the coaching staff. When your consistency is that you're inconsistent, that's the coaching staff. And that's Spo. And I've been saying it for a while now. Look, I love Spo. He's great. But are we really gonna fucking stick with Spo for the rest of the fucking lifetime? For the rest of our lives? Until he's fucking like 90 years old? We're really gonna do that? We're gonna do that with Spo? We're gonna do that with Spo and not hold him accountable for when he fucks shit up? Look, if he's fucking gonna be here forever and we're not gonna fire him and his ass is never gonna feel the fire and his ass is never gonna be on the hot seat, well, then why don't we fucking criticize him? Why don't we ask him the hard fucking questions of why you're a fucking moron and why did you make those stupid ass decisions? You're not going anywhere. You're not gonna get fired. So just fucking, own up to this shit. Do we really want to go through this? Another 10, 15 years with this guy? I'm asking the hard fucking questions, man. Because everybody's like, oh, Spo, coach of the year. Spo did a great job. Yeah, Spo's a great coach, but he's a great coach but only when he has LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Just like everybody fucking else. It's all convenient that we call the best coaches the guys who have the best players in the league. Coach of the year going to the OKC guy who just happens to have the SGA, Gilgeous Alexander. Get the fuck out of here giving that guy a fucking coach of the year. There's a reason why that guy's coach, they're winning. It's not because of the coach. It's because SGA is the most clutch player in the fucking league. I don't know if Spo is still the guy anymore. Sure, he's a great coach. I don't know if he's a great coach for Miami anymore. because he needs the best players in the league to win. Right? How great of a coach are you if you need the best players to win in the league? We can't beat Jason Tatum, so we got to get someone better than Jason Tatum. How are you the best coach in the league then? Is that what entitles you to be named that? Is that what it means to be the best coach in the league? You got to just find the better player. Where are we gonna get the better player? Off the draft? Is it gonna be some rookie that's gonna come out of nowhere? No. We already did that with Hero. We got a guy in Jaquez. Jaquez is great. Jaquez was injured tonight. And you can't blame Jaquez. He's a rookie. Is it a problem that every time we get to the end of the season we're hurt? I don't want to say that because Butler got hurt because this guy fell on top of him. But it pisses me off that Butler slacks all fucking season to get to that, and then boom, he gets hurt and he's out. Sorry, can't come back, can't fucking do anything. My bad. Oh, it's nice that you cruised this entire fucking season. You made jokes at the beginning with the fucking emo shit and all this stuff, and everything was a joke, and they're having fun, and blah, 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 big face coffee. But, if push comes to shove, you haven't done shit. And wait, how much time does Butler still have left, man? Because this is his prime. How can it be his prime if he's got to miss like literally 30-40% of the season in order just to survive this time of the season? Because look at Bam, bro. Bam went the whole fucking season. Bam, this was like an MVP season for fucking Bam. Bam was incredible in the regular season. He had his off moments. He had, of course, stretches that that he was off. And I get it. But Bam was an Iron Man. He didn't miss any fucking didn't miss many games. I know he went down once or twice or something, but he came back quick and he carried this team this season. This season was carried by Bam. This isn't Butler's team. This is Bam's fucking team because Bam was here before Butler. Butler's here to help Bam. And I think that's what really needs to change about this fucking team. Okay? This team needs to be Bam's team, not Butler's team. Bam is the one that consistently gets the mid-range game. Bam now is bringing in the three-point shot. Which next year, I want to see him every time he's open on three, just take the three, man. There were a bunch of times he was open this game, and he instead tried to go inside and then would get fucking killed. And it's like, dude, just take the fucking three. Just take the fucking three. We have a good core. I've said it before. I'm not worried about the core of this team. We have a good core. But it's obvious we need somebody else. I don't think we need, some bullshit fucking fake superstar fucking player in someone like Bradley Beal or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. Or, one of those guys. We just need someone who comes in and can hit the three consistently. Who's the Derek White out there? I don't want to hear that it's supposed to be fucking Robinson. Robinson, we've already given him ample opportunity to go out there and be consistent and hit that shit. And he doesn't, bro. He just does not. He just is not. He's unfucking reliable, dude. He is not somebody you go out and you throw in the fire. Because, he'll get killed defensively. And then he doesn't fucking make the shot. He's the guy that, boom, the other team makes a shot. You come back and you're supposed to make the shot and answer. And he's not an answer guy. He doesn't answer. Tyler Hero will come and boom, get the and he'll fucking answer. He wasn't answering this whole series. I'm sorry. But I've seen him answer before, so I'm okay saying that. But I've seen Duncan Robinson not answer. I've definitely seen Duncan Robinson not answer. Definitely not answer more than answer. As far as Duncan Robinson. And Tyler Hero? No. Tyler Hero, I've seen him come through. I've seen him take the shot, bam, he hits it. We've seen Tyler Hero take 3 half-court shots and make them. And be like, oh my God. We haven't seen Duncan Robinson do anything like that. Duncan Robinson is garbage. It's time to cut him loose. My fear is that, we're putting a lot of hope on Terry Rozier. No way. Terry Rozier is not somebody that we should be counting on. Package Terry Rozier up. Put him together with fucking Richardson and Robinson and send that shit somewhere. Send that somewhere. Get that out of here. Get Robinson out of here. Get Richardson out of here. Get Rozier out of here. Those three people are not good for this team. I'm telling you, no. I don't want to hear Richardson's name anymore. I'm sorry that he broke his shoulder, but same thing happened with Oladipo. And I'm good with getting rid of Richardson. And Richardson and Oladipo are basically the same guy. It's just another Oladipo, another Richardson, same thing. Oladipo was replacing Richardson replacing Oladipo. Now somebody's gonna replace fucking Richardson. I don't give a fuck who. We can find somebody to replace him. It's no big deal. I want to hope that people want to come here, man. But it's really hard when you see the fucking Knicks doing really well, man. And Madison Square Garden is popping like that. When Madison Square Garden is popping, people are more going to want to go there. It's no doubt that that's where LeBron wants to go. LeBron wants to go to the Knicks now because the Knicks have a good team. And he's willing to give them one good year. He's like, you know what? I think I can give the New York and New York media, I think I can bring them a title with that team. The problem is that when you bring LeBron into your team, you're already good with Jalen Brunson. You're already good with the people that you have now. When you bring in LeBron, it's not so that LeBron adds to it. It's so that LeBron takes over. And instead of Jalen Brunson taking that last shot that he'll probably make, it's LeBron taking the last shot, who I don't really know if he's going to make it. He takes it, and when he makes it, it's awesome. More often than not, we've seen LeBron not make it. So do you want that? Like LeBron, I could see going back to the Heat. Because they need someone like that. They need someone like LeBron who's just going to be a little bit greedy. That's all what this team needs. This team, one of the craziest fucking flaws of this team is that we're just fucking too much of a team. Instead of fucking taking the fucking shot, we're passing the ball around, trying to give up the shot to somebody else. We don't have, and a hero is supposed to be that killer. But he was just getting pushed around way too much in this series. He was getting dominated in this series. So he just, he couldn't fucking find the energy to do it. He was getting buried every time he tried. Bam can be that guy, but Bam just, he's more about defensive plays and hitting that mid-range. But he doesn't have, killer daggers like the three. But Bam is becoming one of the most dominant big men in the league, man. And he's still an afterthought to many people. And Butler's just, to me, honestly, Butler's in too many commercials. That's what Butler's doing right now. Butler doesn't give a shit about really winning, to be honest with you. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think he realizes he's a star. He realizes he's a celebrity, and he sees a future in his celebrityism and his his post NBA career. He's already setting that up with all the commercials and the acting and this and that. I want to be somewhere. I want to be this. I'm not saying fucking Butler or anything like that, but we can't count on Butler, man. Can't count on Butler because he'll get injured. There's a chance he's going to get injured. And can't count on Butler because we haven't really seen him come through and finish it. We've seen him get close to it. We've seen him have these crazy hot streaks and shit. But I didn't have any confidence that he was going to do any of that shit this year. We were all just expecting the same miracle that we saw last year. And honestly, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. The fuck do we need that for? Hey, I can't rely on that. Can't rely on that. We need more than that. I don't know. It sucks, but whatever, I'm glad we didn't have the high expectations, because if we would have had the high expectations, if we would have been number 1 against number 8 or number 1 against number 2, number 1 against whatever, and we lose it. It hurts more because they're like, what the fuck? We should have won this. But this we came in and we were like, we're pretty sure we're gonna get killed, but we kind of aren't sure. And then now we know, okay, no, this is not how it works. What we saw last year was a fluke. What we saw last year was just, it was the beauty. And what we saw this year was the horror. That's what it was. Um, I usually stop doing Cultura. As you know, we start Cultura with the first game of the season, and we end Cultura with the last game of the season. So, this, of course, is the last Cultura of the season. And reflecting back, I'm sorry I couldn't be as consistent as I wanted to. I really tried as much as I could in the beginning, doing every fucking game. I'd have to miss some just because. And you know, it just so happened that towards the end I just got very, you know, went off track just because kind of the Heat were going off track, and for me, I'm somebody that like I gotta be motivated to do shit. And you know, it was hard not having a lot of viewers and watching the Heat lose and then just being, why the fuck am I doing this, you know? So that's basically, I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? So I I kind of feel bad now because I've actually, you know, I've been getting a lot of viewers in the last couple of streams, and it's been really great to see not only more viewers, but to have like, you know, some of you that are awesome and have been on point here every fucking time, and are true followers, and I really appreciate that. Subscribe and follow also if you hear this. And I appreciate that. So I don't want to lose that connection because I don't want you to be like, you know, even though it's not really difficult to honestly remember that, hey, next season, first Heat game, I'm going to be back, you know. But I just kind of want to, I like doing the Heat Cultura because it's kind of an outlet, you know. So that said, I right now I'm trying to set up the office, getting ready for the movie. And I don't know why I'm making it so difficult. It's just going in there and cleaning up a bunch of fucking shit really sucks. Okay? It fucking sucks. I gotta do it all by myself, but now that I have Silvito, which is like El Primo Silvito, he's gonna help. I'm gonna take advantage of him and just go in there, and I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow. The whole key is, can I get to sleep before 4 in the fucking morning? If I can get to sleep before 4 fucking in the morning, 3 in the fucking morning, then I can wake up, be over there early in the morning, and we can just start fucking putting shit away. And I just gotta do that, you know? And I basically, once we can clear all that shit out and make it really nice, I'm already ordering the new computer. I'm gonna order I'm gonna get like, we're gonna set up like a little podcast area inside the fucking office, and you know, once we got, that's the whole goal, is to get me not only to the office more often, but now that we're over there, we're gonna be streaming something. We're gonna either stream like sports talk about the Heat, or about the Marlins, or about the Dolphins and the NFL, or the Jets and the NFL, or whatever. You know, we're just gonna try, and I'm gonna try and do something at least once a week. Definitely do a really good podcast show that we cover we cover different things on it. Probably try and bring in my sister, who we could talk about like Marvel shit and TV shows and stuff, and she's really great at that. And then see what else we can come up with. You know, maybe, you know, also original content. And I want to be doing like little short films and little shorts, and just using the office as much as I can, using, you know, the 3D stuff as much as I can, trying to create my own like movies and stuff and little shorts, and just, you know, just utilizing the space as much as I can, to also kind of warm up so that I can do the feature and feel like, okay, we can get this feature done. So that's kind of the goal. And so that's where I want to let you guys know, so that you know that this isn't going to end. I'm not going to stop with just this. I'm going to stop, obviously, with the Heat Cultura. There's no more fucking games to cover. Duh. But I definitely want to just look out for my other streams, and don't be afraid to click on it, because even if it's not about Miami Heat, there's like Marvelites Assemble, which is, you know, a podcast I do with my sister, and we talk about Marvel stuff, we talk about TV shows, and we talk about movies and stuff. and entertainment, and she's she's a philosophy psychology major and a great person. So we get into like really in depth conversations and all that kind of stuff. So I want to definitely do more of that. Especially that this year there really isn't that much Marvel. There's just Deadpool, Wolverine coming out, so there's a lot to fill in the space. So I think that'd be great if we could just get into there and do something there. I definitely want to get back into the comic market watch, which is probably my second best thing that I do, which you could check out at octotaco.com, which is basically me covering the comic market and just kind of like covering the comic market from a almost like a Wall Street kind of point of view, of like a stock market point of view, of like how the prices go up and go down, which are the best comics to look at, which comics are about to take off, which comics you should be buying now because they're super cheap and they're going to blow up, and which comics you should sell because the prices are going to go down or that they're at the peak, and stuff like that. So it's a great collecting thing I was doing for a lot of years. I've been doing that since probably 2012. Because I started it when Avengers came out, and I like to do it. It's just a lot of work. It is a lot of fucking work, researching comic shit, looking for the right comics. It's a lot of money buying it, and then I can't be buying comics and keeping them. That's the whole problem with fucking this shit. Is I have to buy the comics, and then I have to resell the comics, and I have to actually be doing that. And a lot of times, for the last couple years, I really haven't been selling because I don't want to sell my comics. I want to keep some of these comics, and so to get into it now it's tough because I don't have I used to have extra money that I could spend on comics and spend on bullshit, but now with the rent being fucking almost double, like it's difficult for me to fucking do that. Like I don't have the extra money anymore to go out and buy the comics and do the whole comic market watch. So again, that's why it's really important for you guys to support and donate and help us out and listen to the streams and listen to the music any way you can, man. Because if I can get any kind of income, $200-$300 just on the side, which isn't that much, via the streaming and everything, that kind of like balances me out a little bit, and I'm able to start buying comics again and then get afloat and do all that stuff for you guys, because it's really valuable information, man. Like I used to make a lot of money, man, with the fucking comics, bro. It's really crazy. I would sell, I was kind of buying comics under $100 and then reselling them for like 10 times the amount. It's crazy, and in short amount of times, a lot of the short sales, and that was the whole goal, that you were trying to like buy the comic for the cheapest and sell it for the highest. And so you were willing to buy like low grade comics just because you can get like very valuable key issues in low grade, but then you can come back if you wait long enough. You can sell that same low grade for the price of a high grade was previously. So I was picking up, like, imagine like a really a key comic that like goes low grade for like $50, and then I would just wait on that until because I knew that the Marvel was gonna release a certain character, and then that first appearance was gonna blow up, and then it blows up, and then a low grade, key comic that costs $50 now costs $500. And so that's kind of the shit that I was doing. And so I'd like to get back into that. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I can't really fit that in between trying to do an animation, trying to write a book, trying to get the comic back off the ground, trying to do the feature film. It's just too much. Right now, pretty much those are the four things that I'm like, I got to really step back and be like, okay, what can I do? What can I do here? Like, I think I can only do certain things. I can only do the comic. I can only do the feature. I can only do the animation, and I can only do the book. And I think that's four humongous fucking things that I have, four humongous projects for me to finish this year. To say, oh, I also want to do, a podcast. I want to do this, that. It's really difficult. So that's why I don't want to promise you that, oh yeah, I'm going to be coming here every day. We're going to be doing this, stuff like that. No. Definitely follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if I'm going to stream, it's going to be on the YouTube channel. I'm not going to go back to Twitch anymore. Twitch is kind of garbage. I've had Twitch for long enough, and I've tried Twitch for long enough, and I'm sorry to be someone that says that Twitch, kind of started out being really great with the whole gamer shit, but then it's just really difficult now because you have to be basically. I mean, you have. It's really like it's become like OnlyFans for gamers. That's basically what Twitch feels like now, and it sucks because I'd like to use Twitch for music and shit like that, but I just don't get. I don't get one viewer at all. You know, here on YouTube, I at least, even though like now, like I haven't got any viewers, like I'm confident that I turn it off and someone will watch it after this shit's done. You know, but before, like when I got on Twitch, hell no, I get no views on Twitch whatsoever, and I've been on Twitch fucking for years, dude. And every time in the off season comes, I go ahead and I start Twitch again, and I start streaming my games, and I start switching Planetside, and I start streaming whatever I can. Um, like I stream myself drawing the anime, all that stuff. Nothing. I get no fucking viewership, nothing whatever. So I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Cultura is the only thing that's like really worked for me here, so that's why we're sticking with Cultura, sticking with this format. I'm sorry about the sound only. I just kind of like don't. I got tired of fucking having a fucking shave and shit like that and deal with that. And I was gonna do that tonight as a final Cultura. We were gonna do the interrogation of the Miami Heat, so maybe we'll do that. Actually, because I was thinking about that the well, since I owe you another Heat Cultura, because I missed that one game, I'll come back and we'll end Heat Cultura this season with the interrogation of the Miami Heat, like we did last season. If you don't know what that is, just go check the old Heat Cultura episodes and find the last episode from last season, and you'll see that it was the interrogation of Miami Heat, and then we'll just do that again, but we'll do that again from the office, and we'll try and do it like all really good and you know all crazy and shit, you know. So yeah, so we'll do that. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. I just there's a lot that I have to do this year that I really want to accomplish, man. And you know, a lot of it is just getting over the fear of that I can't do it, you know, and that the fear of like making a fool out of myself in front of people. That's really what is holding me back with the feature. And I don't want it to hold me back anymore. I really want to try and get this shit done. I've got the script done. I've got to redo the storyboards so that I can so everything matches up. But for the most part, I really want to get that done, man. I really want to do that, and I really want to make that shit happen, man. Just making a feature film is something I like to do. I like doing short films. I like to do that, but I'm so stuck to having it to be structured that it's very difficult for me to just pick up a fucking camera and start shooting and make something out of nothing. You know, like I'm not that kind of person. Like I gotta plan shit out, unfortunately. So luckily, Otto still wants to work and do this thing, and he's got time, and we're already in May, so I gotta really start moving on that shit. So yeah, so that's the whole goal is tomorrow. I'll go in tomorrow and start it up, man. We gotta start cleaning that space out. I gotta start just moving shit out and keeping what I'm gonna keep and getting rid of what I'm gonna get rid of and just go from there, man. Just go from there. So yeah, man. I want to go a little bit longer than usual just because it's the last one and we'll just kill this bowl together. I don't even know if I don't know. It feels like this is not even streaming because normally I would have gotten like 1 or 2 viewers or something, but there's like nobody. There's been nobody. It's been a ghost town this entire fucking time, which is really surprising because I figured somebody would have popped in just to be like, but there's nobody even there, so it's really weird. But whatever. It's recording and it's going, and I know it's streaming, so hopefully maybe later on someone will see this. So here we go. We already checked, the only people that are free agents next year that really matter is Highsmith and Delon Wright. Everyone else can go. Everyone else is bullshit. We saw that they showed that graphic on Bally's, who's the fucking free agent. Let me go ahead and bring that up. Can we bring that up? Or are they not going to let us? Game Wow, look at that. As soon as I clicked it, and right to the exact minute, 1 hour, 53 and 4 seconds, and boom, shows you all the fucking Heat roster and who's under contract and everything. Great. Awesome. Perfect. I love it. The game that we just played was 1 hour and 53 minutes. That's how long the broadcast was. It was just an absolute fucking massacre. We got fucking Genocid'd. The hell? That was disgusting. Under contract, Butler, Adebayo, Hero, Rozier, Duncan Robinson, Jaquez Jr., and Jovic. Let me tell you, that's a fucking solid team. Butler, Adebayo, Hero, Jaquez, and Jovic. That's a solid fucking team. Okay? Solid. If anything, what really needs to happen is Butler, Adebayo, Hero, Robinson, Jaquez Jr. And you switch, you have Jovic back up Jaquez. Okay? We need to find a big man to back up Adebayo. Can't be just Kevin Love. I don't see Kevin Love. Oh, yeah. The player options are Martin, Love, Richardson, and Bryant. And let me tell you, we don't need Richardson. Get rid of Richardson. Let Richardson walk. Let him go. This team is so fucking, in love with Richardson for I don't know what. I don't know what, and I don't know why we're in love with him, but we are because we feel sorry for him that he got hurt and he's doing this. We're going to heal him. We're going to spend all our money on him and all this bullshit for him to come back and just ultimately get let go and cut. Fuck him. Richardson is not a good player for this fucking team. Richardson is he's not the kind of player that we can take in to go against fucking Boston, man. Richardson is not the kind of player to go in against Boston. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm not saying this because I hate you or I don't like you or this is just fact. This is factual. Ask any NBA fucking analyst. Is Josh Richardson good enough to go up against the Celtics? And nobody's going to tell you yes. Everyone's going to tell you no, he is not good enough to beat the Celtics. No one is only on the Celtics is taking Josh Richardson. Let's just put it that way, okay? Bryant, I would have liked to have seen more from Bryant, but we got nothing out of Bryant. Bryant did nothing. Bryant showed nothing. Bryant got no time, so obviously Bryant sucks. So why are we wasting time on him? Don't give me a player option. He takes it. I don't know. Put him together in a package with Duncan Robinson, Richardson, and send them somewhere for somebody. I don't know who the fuck for, but send them somewhere for somebody. I'm down to keep Kevin Love. Kevin Love is Kevin Love and Martin are yes, both of them. Martin, he's got to get healthy, man. I don't know what the fuck happened at the end of the season. He's been hurt. You can tell he's been hurt. There's something wrong with him. He's got to hit the gym. He's got to do leg day. He obviously misses leg day a lot. Okay, because he's got no explosion, he's got no power, he's got no kick. At the end of the season, you saw him in these last couple of games. He just looked like he was trying so hard to get lift, so hard just to get the ball off. Like he's gotta hit the gym. He's gotta get the gym. And he's gotta work on his legs and give them calisthenics or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Give him something. Kevin Love. We needed more Kevin Love, man. I felt we needed more of Kevin Love. And we did. We barely played him. I know he's old. I know he's this, but he was good. He was consistent in that when he was doing well, the team was doing well. When Kevin Love does well and he's making faces and all that shit, we're winning games. That's why I liked having Kevin Love. But Kevin Love is not someone to back up Bam Adebayo. Kevin Love cannot back up Bam. We need someone younger, someone better, someone bigger. And dare I say, we need to realize that we need to get bigger. The only small person out there should be fucking either Hero or Butler. Either Hero decides to be a starter, or we ultimately decide that Hero is a backup to Butler. And Hero is just going to back up Butler, or Hero's going to back up whatever fucking star point guard that we get. Don't bring me this Trae Young bullshit because Hero's better than Trae Young. Trae Young is una mierda. Trae Young is una mierda, and Trae Young's going to come here, and what good are you going to get him? Half court 3-point fucking, Hail Marys? We don't need that shit. For that, we tell Hero to take half court Hail Marys. We don't need that shit, so no. We need somebody big. We need size. This team needs size. This team can't beat anybody in the West because we're just too small. You're out there with fucking Patty Mills because, like, a child, man. Patty Mills looks like a little kid out there. It's crazy. It's just wild, man. And the free agents, we have Highsmith, Wright, Mills, and Robinson. I wish we saw more Orlando Robinson, man. Orlando Robinson, I remember him being pretty decent, man, and we never saw anything of Orlando Robinson. So guess what? Just like this other guy that the Heat had that they never played, that ended up in fucking the Utah Jazz or some shit like that. I forgot his name. The Indian guy, the Muslim guy. I forgot his name. Whatever. But same thing. Spo never played him, so we never knew anything. Now he's a free agent, so goodbye. Two-way contract, Swider, Kane, and Williams. I don't even remember who Williams is. That guy that was supposedly good. Kane, I want to see some more Jamal Kane. Sign Jamal Kane or don't Jamal. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of Richardson and just sign Jamal Kane. Okay, because Kane and Richardson are the same player, and I think Kane is better than Jamal Richardson. Okay, so that's it. Swider, I want to see Swider play rather than Duncan Robinson. So have Swider come in and back up Robinson. You know, I saw Swider in preseason, and he was awesome in preseason. I had hoped to see him at some point this season and see him get minutes, and he got nothing. He got nothing. That man rode the bench the entire fucking season. He got like 2 games of cleanup duty. It was pathetic. Absolutely fucking pathetic, man. Either get rid of him or fucking play him. Fuck that shit. But definitely I like to bring back Wright. The Wright's great. Great defense. And Highsmith. Wright in defense. Wright and fucking Highsmith. No, fuck it. I'm going to call him defense. Wright and defense are good. Yeah, I'm not going to call him Haywood Highsmith anymore. I'm just going to call Haywood Highsmith defense from now on. Because that's what he is. He's defense. Okay? He's not out there hitting threes. He's not out there. He's the defense. Okay? So stop calling him Haywood Highsmith and just start calling him the D. Okay? So with defense and fucking Wright, I'm good with that. Fuck Patty Mills. Get Patty Mills out of here, bro. Do not resign Patty Mills, bro. Signing Patty Mills is just the stupidest thing. I cannot believe we signed him. Why would we sign Patty Mills? Whose idea was that? That's stupid. That was a stupid idea, man. Patty Mills sucks, bro. He's like really bad. And fucking signing him, dude. Like, oh, we're gonna sign Patty Mills and he's gonna be the one to help us. He will make us strong. A lot's got to change next year, man. We got to try and become a dominant fucking team, bro. And we gotta be up there fighting 1, 2, 3. I know we fucking hate it. I nobody will want to do it. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to go through with it. Nobody wants to try in the regular season. Everybody wants to fucking just eat shit and just go to sleep and then wake up and all of a sudden it's playoffs and then fucking you're handed the fucking stupid fucking trophy. That's all we want. But that's not gonna fucking happen. So please, for the love of God, wake up from your fucking fantasy world. Jesus shit. Fuck, man. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There is nobody. We already looked at who are the NBA free agents for next year. We already looked at that shit. And there ain't nobody, bro. There ain't nobody, man. There ain't nobody. 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 You're gonna take Tobias Harris? $36 fucking million? Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna take on LeBron James. LeBron James now declared as a free agent. He wasn't on this list before. Before on this list, the top free agent was Klay Thompson the last time we checked. So that you know, okay? Now it's LeBron James and Paul George. Okay? Paul George is not gonna win you a title. I'm looking at you dead in the fucking eye right now. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. Take your fucking gun and put it to my fucking brain, bro. Go ahead. Put it right there. You see? Put it right there. It's against my fucking forehead right now. And I'm going to tell you, dead in the fucking eye, Paul George is never winning a title. He's never winning a title. He's not winning a title. Paul George is not coming to Miami and all of a sudden winning us a fucking title. LeBron James could win us a title, but we're not gonna take on his $49 million fucking dollars and all his bullshit and problems. Because it's not $49 million. It's $49 million in the fucking shitstorm media fucking hellstorm that comes along with him. Do we really want that? No. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna come back to Miami. But let me tell you, if he comes back to Miami, I mean, that's a great spot for him. That's a better spot for him than fucking than New York, because we actually get there. New York does shit like they did last night. You know, we know this is to be true. And him going over there is him taking over, and that's just not gonna work out for them. You know, it'll be just like LA, but I don't even without the fucking title, because LA he only won the fucking title because they got. I don't want to say that because, you know, it makes the Heat's fucking win kind of fucked up too, but you got to understand something about the bubble. I've mentioned this before. The bubble turned out to be like the greatest sports experiment ever known to mankind. What we saw in the bubble, we will never see again. We saw the best basketball ever played in the history of mankind played at the bubble. That is the highest level of basketball you will ever see. Here is why. The bubble was a closed experiment. No one could get in and no one could get out. When you left the bubble, you were kicked out of the bubble. Okay? When you were beat at the bubble, you were kicked out of the bubble. You couldn't stay in the bubble. Okay? So when people went to the bubble, there was nothing else to do. There was just basketball. That's why Jimmy Butler literally started a coffee company over there. Because motherfuckers had cash, and they had fucking cash, and he was trying to think of, how can I take this cash from these people? Sure, they had Disney, but they were by themselves for most of the fucking time. What the fuck? You get bored going out there by yourself. It was only when they got to the playoff section of the bubble that they allowed the families to come in. But for most of the end of that season, they were by themselves in this shit. They became lab rats for the entire fucking world, not just the United States, for the whole world to watch. Because we were all at home, not with nothing to do, and we had just ran through all of Mindhunter, and there was nothing left. But hey, we all tuned into the NBA games that were playing that game, and there were a bunch of games during the day, and fuck, we were tuning in while we were at work. And that kept us kind of sane. We all fucking logged on, so we have our faces on it. We love that shit. The players seeing us and people, they felt like normalized. They were the only people on this planet that felt like normalized. And not only that, they felt the pressure of just having to entertain more like in anywhere and anytime on this motherfucking planet, because outside of that bubble, people were dying. And nobody knew why. We knew it was a disease called COVID, but really we didn't know what the fuck that shit was. In the beginning, we didn't fucking know what the fucking COVID was. We were just trying to find out. It was the NBA stopping play that ultimately determined the world stops right now. If the NBA hadn't stopped, we would have kept on going. But the NBA stopped, and then everyone was like, oh shit, if the NBA is going to stop, that means that we should probably stop too, right? And then this whole fucking avalanche of everything stopped. The whole world stopped after that. So of course, when the NBA restarts, and it's the only thing that restarts, everybody's going to be watching that shit. And worst of all, if you didn't make the playoffs, and like players had choices, were you going to go play in the bubble or not? Some players decided not to go into the bubble because they were scared. They thought they were safer at home. And in reality, it turned out that the safest place on the fucking planet was in the bubble. In the bubble. That was the safest place on the planet. It was clean. It was tested. Everyone was wearing masks. Everyone was this. There was constant fucking check for fucking COVID. There was constant fucking everything. It was outside where people were dying. Do you know the relief that players had once they got to like that playoff time and they could bring in their families? They were like, shit, finally I can get my family away from all that bullshit. And they knew that they were safe because everyone was being tested. Everyone was being fucking checked on. So you knew there wasn't any COVID. We didn't know that outside. We were like, we had to go somewhere to get tested. We were just like, shit, I might be sick. I have a cough. Fuck, am I dying? So these guys were playing in this bubble where everyone's fucking watching. Everyone's hoping they're going to entertain them. They know people outside of this thing are dying. And they know that if they lose, they get kicked out back into that hell. So the pressure wasn't winning the championship that year. The pressure was not getting kicked out of the bubble. That was the prize, was being able to stay in Disney World with all that protection from fucking COVID for as long as possible. That was the prize. Now, what ended up happening was when you put players in that kind of hyper-focused kind of environment where they get everything that they want and they're just told, just play basketball. You can't go party, you can't go out, no hanging out with friends, no hanging out with your family, no this, no that, no, you can't go anywhere. You just go play basketball and you go to your room. You go play basketball, you go to your room. These guys become super hyper-focused. So in that case, the players that are the most hyper-focused, like the stars of the league, those are the ones that are going to shine the most. So two things happen. Of course, LeBron James made it to the end. Because on his end, the Western Conference, he's the most hyper-focused motherfucker in the NBA. And at that time, he was much younger than what he is now. And what else was LeBron going to do? Just play basketball? Oh, fuck it. He's going to kill everybody. And that's why he made it at the end. And Anthony Davis, at that time, that was the healthiest Anthony Davis they've ever had. Because at the end of the year, when they stopped the game, when they stopped the season, he had like 2 or 3 weeks to fucking just chill and get healthy. So when they came back, Anthony Davis was the healthiest he's ever been. With only a few weeks to play and then going into the playoffs, dude, that's why they were that tough. And then on the other end of the Eastern Conference, you just had the best players, which turned out to be the Celtics, because they had a young Jason Tatum. They had this team that they had right now, but they were just much younger. And at the same time, on the other side, you had the Heat, who are like the most hyper-focused organization in the league. While everyone was saying, oh, this is crazy that the Heat have gone this far, that the Heat are doing this good, blah, 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 it wasn't a surprise. No, for me, it wasn't. Because the Heat, in an environment like that, they are the perfect experimental fucking team. These guys are already hyper-focused outside of the NBA. Sure, they go out. Sure, they have lives and all stuff like that, I guess. But inside the Miami Heat locker room, there's a lot of focus in there. And there's already a lot of experimentation going on. So when you put these guys in who like to experiment in an environment that is a total experiment, they're going to thrive. They're going to fucking thrive. And that's why the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra, they thrived in that time. These are guys that constantly were wearing suits and they were like, oh, we can loosen up now in this environment? This is cool. And they ate it up. That's why it wasn't really much of a shock for them to beat the Celtics. It's just that nobody knew. But we knew. The bubble was the best of the best. That was Jimmy at the highest, that was LeBron at the highest, everybody at the highest. That meant something. That meant something. So I don't want to take away from it. I can't fucking come back and say, oh well, you know, the LeBron, you know, he only won it at the bubble. And he won it because, you know, there was a short season or something like that or something like this. Like, I can't come back and I can't say that. Because then it diminishes the accomplishment that the Heat made. And what the Heat did was crazy at that time. And that was crazy. But that was really just a preview of what we saw last year, ultimately. And this year, it's like they fell for their own bullshit. They were like, hey, we've done it in the past couple of years. We kind of have just made it just by cruising. So let's just cruise this time. But you see what happens when you cruise? They were supposed to have a different spot, but they cruise too much. So I don't know if LeBron James coming back here, they're just going to do the same thing. Just, you know, not really give a shit during the regular season and not try and put too much effort into it, because now you're going to have Butler, who's not going to want to put too much effort, and you're going to have LeBron, who's like he's the one who invented that shit. So, do you really want those two? No, we don't want that. Moving on. Okay, so who's next? Klay Thompson? You think Klay Thompson's leaving Golden State? I don't think he's leaving Golden State. I think he'll take like a pay cut. He'll take a fucking 75% pay cut just to stay in Golden State because he doesn't want to have to fucking move. And why would we want Klay Thompson if Klay Thompson last 2 seasons has been shit? And this is like his worst season he's ever had. He was horrible. What are we gonna do? Fix them? I don't want to fix people. I want people to come here already good. Tobias Harris? Really? We're gonna pair up Tobias Harris with fucking Jimmy Butler? Really? James Harden? I don't want to go through this. I don't want to go through step back threes and prayers. James Harden is Yabiel. Yeah, that's bullshit. No, it's more bullshit. More bullshit. More like, oh, let's just try and get all the big names from literally the big three. Paul George, James Harden, and LeBron James all played in the playoffs during the big three. Pascal Siakam. As a backup to Bam. But why would he leave Indiana if he's doing really well in Indiana? And let me tell you, if they go into the next round and he has a big game, he's going to get paid in Indiana. Gordon Hayward. Sure. Maybe. I don't know. But ya está at 34 years old. What the fuck are you going to get out of him? I would get Kyle Lowry back, but I would love to get Kyle Lowry back at a discount. You know, I'm not paying no Kyle Lowry $28 million, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. But I would love to get Kyle Lowry back because Kyle Lowry is an asset in the playoffs, man. Kyle Lowry should have taken over Udonis Haslem here. That's what he was supposed to do. And I don't know why we got rid of him. It was stupid. For Terry Rozier, get the fuck out of here. DeMar DeRozan, otro come mierda that's like from this bygone era, man. And that's it. We don't want any of these guys. These are all literally the top players from the all the free agents that are available are all the players from the past. All of these guys, 39, 33, 34, 34, 34, 38, 34. Ain't nobody else, bro. Ain't nobody else, man. You ain't gonna go for Buddy Hield. You're not gonna go for fucking Bruce Brown Jr. You're not gonna go for fucking Lonzo Ball. Da mierda. Fucking get the fuck out of here, Lonzo Ball. Evan Fournier, you're not gonna go for him. These are guys that play for the Knicks, the guys that play for the Bulls, and guys who play for Toronto. Those are the reason why these fucking teams suck. OJ Anunoby and New York is great, but they're gonna keep his ass. D'Angelo Russell. Why are we gonna get D'Angelo Russell? That's just basically the same thing as Duncan Robinson. Same shit. Gary Trent Jr. from Toronto. Don't know who the fuck that is, but I know he's from Toronto, so fuck that. Markelle Fultz, doing good in Orlando. Maybe they'll keep him, maybe they don't. Caldwell Pope out of Denver. Maybe. 31. Valanciunas. Get Valanciunas over here from the Pelicans, for sure. Jonas Valanciunas, yes. Give me Jonas Valanciunas. Bring him over here from the Pelicans to back up Bam. Give me Nicholas Batum from the 76ers. Doug McDermott. Give me Doug McDermott. Give me Doug McDermott from Indiana to replace fucking Duncan Robinson when we get rid of his fucking ass. Robert Covington from the 76ers? Maybe. Malik Monk from Sacramento. Monte Morris from Minnesota. Kyle Anderson from Minnesota. Gary Payne II. I like Gary Payne II, man. I like Gary Payne. I like him. I'd bring him over here, give him a shot. We had his dad. His dad won a title with us. Isaiah Hartenstein from New York, maybe. I think he'd be good to back up Bam. And then Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin is at the very bottom. But I think that's it. I think we get Valanciunas. I'd like to get Covington from maybe I don't know. No, definitely Doug McDermott. Get Doug McDermott here. And get Doug McDermott here because whenever you play McDermott, he kills us. So get him over here. And you get Batum. You get McDermott. You get fucking Valanciunas. That's it. You know, we trade fucking you can trade fucking Robinson. You get rid of Rozier. You get rid of Richardson. And there you go. And you rock with that, and you find somebody for those guys. But there's not much out there, man. You know, and that's the problem. Everybody wants like, oh, I want to fuck 1 million people. I want this. I want that. And it's like, there's not much out there. There ain't much out there. Who are you gonna pull away from another team that's their star player? What star player are you gonna Sorry, I had a piece of nacho. Is another team gonna be willing to give up? Who? Wow, this tea is warm. Who? So go for it in the free agency, but I don't think Pascal Siakam's worth fucking $34 million, bro. I'm surprised with that. Definitely Kyle Lowry ain't worth 28. Kyle Lowry is worth like fucking $10 million, I'll tell you that much. That's what he's worth. Paying $49 million for LeBron James? No thank you. It's too much money. LeBron James is not worth $49 million. He's worth $49 million to like the Charlotte Hornets. He's worth $49 million to like the Washington Wizards. He's worth $49 million to like, you know, if Vegas starts a fucking basketball team. He's worth $49 million to like maybe the Knicks. But not really. I mean, if they get him, it's just because they want to be the talk of the town. And they're already the talk of the town, so what the fuck is the big deal? It's gonna be interesting. I mean, wait. Who's gonna go for fucking LeBron James? And it just sucks because like I could see LeBron James just going to fucking. I could see him go to Boston instead of New York, just so that, you know, he wins something for sure. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he gets in the way a lot. But I would like to take him back just because, you know, our history with him, and it'd be nice, and it'd create a little bit of noise, and maybe it would light a fire under somebody here, bro. And I think that's what Butler needs. Butler needs someone big like that. Someone to kind of go bounce off of, and then they have, you know, the big three with fucking with Bam, and, you know, Hero comes in on the side, and Hero's the one that takes over Duncan Robinson's catch and shoot job. Maybe that's what Hero's better at, just catch and shooting, rather than trying to take it in, because he's getting murdered. He's getting murdered when he goes in the inside. He's just not big enough right now. He was getting pushed around. So I don't know how you stick with that. You know, we got to see him get bigger. Got to see him keep the weight on. You know, he's got to, I don't know what the fuck but he's got to eat more. I don't know. And he's got to hit the fucking weight room. That's priority number one for Hero. Because Hero he's too flaquito. Getting pushed around out there. It's really sad. So yeah, you know, it's enough, man, because we've gone, I gave you, you know, we went earlier before the game, and now we're almost like 2 hours in this shit, and I kind of want to go. So yeah, man, I want to thank you for listening this season. It's been a great season, really fun. Sucks that it kind of ended, but hey, at least we got into the playoffs, you know? This shit really honestly should have ended at the end of the season. We should not have gotten even into the play-in tournament, but we milked it. And it was nice. You know, it was nice to have a couple games, and it was nice at least to get into the playoffs. We got into the playoffs. We had one win against the Celtics, and out of all places, it was at Boston, which was crazy. Because winning at Boston is a million times better than winning at home. Sorry. So that was nice, and it was nice, and you know, at least we got that, and we knew we were gonna get our asses handed to us when Butler went out, and we had to face Boston without Butler. Like, we knew it was over. Everybody knew it was over. So there's no reason to kick and scream or anything like that. But really, I just hope we do make the moves to kind of, because we're close, man. We've got a great team. We've got a great core. We've got a great organization. We know it already. Last 2 years proved that. Last year's proved like, you know what, we've got enough to compete. We just need somebody else. We need one more person. We need somebody that can kind of just really help everybody else out and balance this team out. And I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's I don't know who's it gonna be. I don't know if it's LeBron. I don't know if it's like just picking up some guys off a free agency as much, trading for somebody else that's bigger and better. Because who's bigger and better than LeBron at this point? Who's bigger and better than LeBron? Trading for Giannis? You're talking about trading for a player that's going to damage your opponent as much as it helps you. And no one's going to be willing to do that. No one right now is going to be willing to give up their best player. Okay? Nobody. So on that note, I think we have to really do a push and go for LeBron. I think we do. At his age, I know it's 39. You're just adding more old people to the game, to the team. But I just think that what we have, the foundation we have in Butler, Bam, Hero, Jaquez, Jovic, and if we can keep Martin and we can keep Kevin Love, I think that's a pretty good team. And that's a team that can probably compete with the Lakers. I mean, with the Celtics. I just really don't see. I know LeBron, he declares for free agency, but the reality is I don't really see him leaving LA because he's established such a humongous media career in LA now. Like he's established a career there. So it's hard for me to think that he's going to want to move to the other side of the country, especially to Miami, which is like we do not have, as much as we want to try and as much as we could have a great entertainment and film and media kind of landscape down here. Even with when we did have the big three, it was, there was a lot of attention down here and people loved it. It's not as big as New York. It's not as big as New York. New York is like the second biggest like entertainment media kind of city in the United States, because I kind of lump together Los Angeles and Hollywood. I'm not like, Los Angeles number one and there's Hollywood and then there's Burbank. No. Like all of that shit is LA, and that's all that shit's the same. So that's what makes him the biggest, and then there comes New York, and then maybe Miami. But we're not bigger than New York, so that's why I'm like, if he's gonna move anywhere and take his entire fucking media life and his news fucking podcast and all that shit, he's gonna take that shit to New York. The only saving grace, man, that we might have that'll prevent New York from getting LeBron is that we got the fucking sun here, bro. Like, it is just, the weather down here is so fucking, I don't give a fuck for you people who are like, it's too hot down here, and it is too hot sometimes, yeah, for sure. But it's also too hot, everywhere else in the fucking country at this point. But really, like, right now, the weather right now is just fucking unreal, dude. And the weather, like, in the winter is always unreal, dude. It's not like New York, bro. Like, it's not. The only bad time really here in Miami is between August and kind of November, October-ish. But yeah, when you start to get to October, it's not so bad. But between fucking like August and October, that's when you have the worst weather here because it just rains a lot. It's crazy. But right now, during playoffs, during all stuff, and having to go out, nah, he loves that shit, bro. I mean, it's really nice down here. And most of all, you make more money down here. There's no state tax. In New York, he's getting killed out in LA. He goes to New York and he's going to get killed again. He comes to Miami and he gets all that money back. He makes twice as much playing in Florida than he does playing in New York. He makes twice as much. He just has to kind of work twice as harder because there's no like real entertainment media kind of thing down here, which is what's so stupid, because there is no entertainment media thing. That's why it should be perfect for LeBron to come back to and build and bring everything that he's built in LA, just bring it back to Miami, and he'll dominate here in Miami, because the biggest entertainment media fucking person down here in Miami is the Le Batard show. Le Batard show is the biggest fucking thing Miami's doing right now, is the Le Batard show. There is no other thing that is coming out of Miami that is as big as the Le Batard show. Nothing. So if he comes right here, there's space for him to grow. There's space for him to dominate. He goes to New York, he's got to deal with all the other fucking people. He's got to deal with all the bullshit. So that's why I'm just like, I think this is a really good play for Miami. Miami should go after LeBron. They're going to have to. They're going to have to cut fucking Duncan Robinson, cut fucking like all these bullshit contracts of these people that are just not, cut Richardson, cut all these people that cut off the fat, man. Get lean as fuck. Get lean as fuck so that you can support Butler and you can support taking LeBron James into the fucking goddamn playoffs. So you get to the playoffs with a healthy LeBron James at the age of 40 fucking years old, and you get to the fucking goddamn fucking playoffs with a healthy Butler at 35 years old. And I think at that point, I think we could make some noise, because Bam could help carry us, Hero could help carry us, Jovic and Jaquez will help carry us. We got Martin, he'll be good. Bring back Lowry to help out. That I could see us making into a team that could probably maybe compete and beat with Boston. But even then, it's tough to say, man, because Boston's really tough, man. Boston has become a really, really, really tough opponent. They've become really hard. So I don't know. But I think, and I don't want to say that a 40-year-old LeBron James is all this team is missing, but I just look out the landscape and I look at what we can get, and I'm like, would I rather get one LeBron James or the three guys that I'd mentioned before? And I'm like, fuck it, let's just get LeBron James. That's what I have to say about that. So yeah, guys, we'll see you back here for the official Cultura interrogation of the Miami Heat, if that ever comes around. Because I'm pretty sure after I finish this now, I realize, fuck, I already did 2 hours of this fucking shit. I don't really fucking need to do anymore. I probably won't do it. So, but if I do, if we maybe get to that at the office and we're trying to figure out something to do, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do that just to kind of be our first thing to get our feet wet. So just look out for that. Look out for something. But definitely just look out for me, just doing other projects, doing Comic Market Watch, doing Marvel Lights Assemble, doing Cultura whenever I come up, maybe doing some Marlins talk, maybe doing fucking This Jet's Life with Who and stuff. So and then also look out for the feature, look out for the animation, look out for my artwork, look out for my music, and just support, and we'll see you back here for the official next Cultura for the 2024-2025 NBA season. This was a good run, man. I mean, not many teams get more than the games that they get just during the regular season. So, we always got to be thankful that we get extra games with the Heat. Yeah, it didn't work out the way we wanted to, but, I'm not crying, or I'm not really too angry or anything like that. We saw this kind of coming. We prepared ourselves for it, which is great, and which is why we're like the way we are. But I feel like we've just become more realistic. I know a lot of people in the NBA and other fan bases don't believe it and don't see it with us, but I feel like, Miami Heat fans have gotten a lot mature ever since the Big Three, a lot more mature in the last couple years, and just a lot smarter as an NBA fan, and a lot more realistic. Like, we're like, yeah, we lost everybody. We lost Butler. We didn't have fucking anybody. Like, what the fuck? We have a good defense and we have a shitty offense. That's just the nature of the beast. Let's go. But I think it's great that we can at least, we back this team. This is a great fan base. This is a fan base is loyal. This is a fan base that has spread throughout every fucking other fan base. Like, you can't go against the Heat in another opponent's arena and not at some point hear "Let's Go Heat" chants. You know it. It happens. So this is a good fan base. So I don't want to hear any more from other people saying that, well, we're shitty fans, or we show up late, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you don't live down here in Miami, and you don't know what's going on with the traffic, which is just a real humongous fucking problem. The traffic down here is a real, like, it's a real problem. And you see how bad that problem is on TV when people aren't there on time. It's nothing you can do about it. But we get there. And when we get there, we support. So big ups to you fans for sticking through it, and just we gotta have faith in this team. This is a good organization, man. We got good people. We got a good foundation. We got at least 2 more years out of these guys. We got at least 2 more tries at a really good run for the postseason. So let's make the fucking most of it. Let's go get somebody. Right now, everybody's on the table. Unfortunately, Mike Ryan is fucking right, bro. I didn't want Mike Ryan to be right. I want to make sure I like to keep Hero. I want to keep Hero, man. I really like Hero. But Hero really proved himself that he really couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. He had 1 game, and then that's it. I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was him in combination with everybody else. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely, they were going after Hero a lot this game. And all of the wins of the Celtics, they were always going after Hero. So he's got to do something. He's got to get better. If Hero can't get better, and most importantly, if Hero can't stay healthy, it's a problem. And right now, he's already got the stigma. He's already got the label of someone who's always hurt. And it's up to him to change that. He's got 1 more try. He's going to have 1 more try for sure next season. For sure. But don't be fucking pissed off, and don't be sad, and don't be, mad and upset when his name gets included in a fucking trade bait. Because we got to try, if we're going to trade for somebody, and it's somebody good, and someone that can, help us win a title, fuck it, let's do it. We got to do it. I want to win with Hero. I want him to be on this team when we're lifting up a trophy, but if we can get somebody else that's going to help us lift a trophy at this point, fuck it, we got to do it. There's no loyalty anymore. We aren't about fucking loyalty. We're about making this incarnation of this Heat. We got to win a title with these people. We got to win a title with these people. Milwaukee win a title. We got to win a title. The Celtics right now are poised to win a fucking title. Because they'll probably face a Denver team, but that Denver team is not as good as they were last year. So we got to win a title, man. Got to take advantage. Got to win a title. At least 1 title with Butler. At least 1 title with Butler. So, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say other than, don't freak out, guys. Just freak out.